Welcome to all of you. Okay, we are here for best result. Okay, in this period we are study about the metal and non-metals. Okay, the first point means the physical property of carbon and chemical property of the carbon are most important. When we are study about the metal, there are also physical property and chemical properties are most important. Okay, that's why here the firstly we are study about the physical properties, okay, of the metals. Okay, here the firstly metal are usually in solid state. Okay, metal are shining substances, shining surface. Okay, solid in state, shining surface, and that is the metal in their pure state have a shining surface. This property is called metallic luster. Okay, this is the luster. It is the another property of the metal. Okay, 3.2 activity. Okay, read it. And the next property is about the hardness. Okay, metal are hard in nature. That all properties we are study in last standard. Okay, that's why we are not taking in detail. Okay, metal are hard in nature. Hardness. Okay, it is the another property. Next property is the about malleability. Malleability means whether we have find the metal, we can be beaten into a thin sheet. That is and this type of a property is called malleability. Okay, uh, from gold, at you know, they we make a thin sheet from the gold, silver. Okay, they are mostly malleable substances. Okay, another property, it is about the ductility. Ductility means the ability of metal to be drawn into a thin wire. That is called ductility. The gold is the most ductile metal we know. Okay, because of from the gold we make a 2 kilometer of the length wire. Okay, that was get from 1 gram gold. Okay, it is because of their malleability and ductility that metal can be given a different shape according to our need. Okay, as our need we make a thin sheet or wire. Means ductility and malleability, that are two property of the metals. Another one, the conductor, good conductor of heat and good conductor of electricity, good conductor of the electrons. We well know electricity and good conductor of the heat. Okay, due to a good conductor of the heat, the melting point of the metals are high and boiling point also high. Okay, that all about the metals. Okay, okay, means here we are study about the physical property of the metal. First, usually metals are in solid state. Next, the shining surface means luster. malleability, ductility, good conductor of the electricity, good conductor of the heat. That's all things, okay, about the physical property non-metals. Okay, now here, okay, there is any similarity between the metals. Okay, non-metal are not similar to the metals. Okay, let's we find out the physical property of the non-metals. Okay, first, metals are in solid state. Okay, non-metals are in a solid as well as gaseous as well as liquid. Means the non-metals are mostly found in a which state? Solid or gaseous. Okay, but except bromine is in a liquid state. Okay, here means carbon is a non-metallic substance, sulfur, iodine, oxygen, hydrogen, that's all are non-metal substance. Okay, there is some similarity, means do non-metals also having the physical property similar to the metals. Okay, let's we find out the properties. Okay, here this is a chart, okay, about the properties, means hardness, malleability, ductility, conductor of the heat, sonority. Okay, and that all. The firstly, usually we know the non-metals are in a solid gaseous state. Okay, next, the non-metals having the low melting point and low boiling point. Non-metals are means usually metals are solid in state at a room temperature. Okay, there is some whether some okay, let's see here some clause, some typical concept in metal and non-metals. Okay, they are showing some different characteristics, okay, from their family. Let's we find out whether you complete this chart, you have finding some conclusions. Okay, that is the first conclusion is all metals except mercury exit as a solid at room temperature. Okay, but mercury is in a liquid state. Okay, and mercury having the high melting point. Gallium and cadmium have a very low melting point. Okay, that all conclusions you must want to know, because of that when you have facing annual exam, that all questions are in MCQ. Okay, we get 1 mark from the questions. Okay, gallium and cadmium, when we are putting on our palm, that also a melt. Okay, iodine, we know iodine lustrous substance, but iodine is a non-metal. Carbon is a non-metal that can exist in different forms. Each form is called an allotrope. Okay, carbon we know it is non-metal. Okay, non-metal are not a solid in state, but not a hardness. Okay, but a diamond, it is the very hard, we know. All allotropes of carbon is the hard in nature substance, no, and has a very high melting and boiling point. Graphite, another allotrope of the carbon, it is a good conductor of the electricity. Okay, alkali metals, that is the lithium, sodium, potassium, are so soft that they can be cut with knife, they have a low density and a low melting point. Okay, this is total about the physical property of the metal and non-metal. Okay, when we want to more clarify, more differentiate metals and non-metals, we want to study about the chemical property of the metals. Okay, whether we are study clearly chemical property of the metals and non-metals, we are clearly differentiate to them. Okay, and some questions for your exercise, you can check it and solve the all questions. Okay, now we are stop here. Next chapter means chemical property of the metal, we will continue, okay, in next video. Okay, bye. Welcome to all of you. It is good to see you everyone, because we are here for a best result. Okay, now this is all about the metal and non-metals. Okay, in a last period we are study about the physical property of the metals, okay, and a physical property of the non-metals. In this period we are study about the chemical property of the metals and okay, so on. Okay, now metals. Okay, this is the chemical property of metals. Okay, metals: aluminium, copper, iron, lead, magnesium, zinc and sodium, so on. Okay, maximum metals. Here the first chemical property. Okay, what happen when metals are burned in air? What happen? Anybody guess? Yes. Okay, this is the reaction of a metal with oxygen. Okay, what happen when any metal is reacted with oxygen to form metal oxides? Okay, yes, we have studied the combustion reaction. Okay, the metals are electropositive elements. Metals are electropositive elements. Why metals are electropositive elements? Because of the metal loses electron easily and forms positively charged ion. Okay, why metal loses electron easily and forms positively charged ions are called as electropositive elements. Okay, metals having the positive charge. Okay, here when metals combine with oxygen on a heating in air and metal oxides are formed. Okay, when metal combine with oxygen on heating in air and metal oxides are formed. Okay, here the first metal. Okay, almost all metals combine with oxygen to form a metal oxide. All metals. Okay, here metal plus oxygen, metal oxides are formed. Here one example is here, when copper is heating in air, it combine with oxygen to form copper oxides. Okay, two copper oxides and a black oxides. Copper, okay, two molecule of the copper also react with a two molecule of oxygen and reaction is carried, two copper oxides are formed. Okay, similarly the reaction of aluminium form aluminium oxides. Okay, aluminium oxide is reacted with oxygen, then the formation of 2Al2O3. Okay, this is the total about the chemical reactions. Also react with the air. Okay, Another one is reaction is there. Your favorite reaction is sodium is reacted with oxygen. Yes, sodium and potassium, the both also react with oxygen. Then the yes, this reaction we are study in a last period. Okay, the question is that the sodium and potassium are very reactive metals. Sodium when exposed to air at a room temperature, sodium combine with air to form sodium oxide. Okay, but it is not so easy as we read. Okay, it is very typical because sodium it is a really so reactive. Okay, sodium is kept immersed in a kerosene. That was we are study about it, but we repeat here. A sodium when exposed to air, it combined with oxygen form air to form sodium oxide and catch a fire. Okay, when sodium is in a contact with atmosphere, it catch a fire. That's why it sink in kerosene, because sodium does not react with kerosene, and density of sodium is greater than kerosene. The density of sodium is greater than kerosene. Okay, here the density of sodium is the sodium does not react with kerosene, and a density of sodium is greater than kerosene. Hence, sink in a kerosene. Okay, and avoid exposure to air. Okay, hence it prevent an accident in a laboratory. Okay, hence prevent accident in laboratory. Okay, here only we have first study about the reaction of the metals also react with the oxygen and the formation of metallic oxide. Here the another one is copper oxides or any metallic oxides. Metallic oxides when they are react with acid or bases, that was the reaction we are study. Okay, there is the one salt is formed and water is the byproduct. When aluminium oxide is reacted with HCl, then the formation of aluminium chloride and water. Okay, aluminium oxide is reacted with sodium hydroxide. There is the sodium aluminate is formed and water. Okay, means when any metallic oxide is reacted with acid or base, when any metallic oxide is reacted with acid or as well as base, it showing okay, it's showing the means the producing salt and water, and that is the amphoteric oxides. Okay, that means that term is called amphoteric oxide. This is about the amphoteric oxide. Why? Because when any means oxides, metallic aluminum or a zinc oxide is reacted with acid or base as well as acid or bases. Okay, both there is a production of the salts and water, and that means it's showing the both behavior. What they are showing acidic and as well as basic behavior, both behavior. That is the amphoteric oxides. Means amphoteric we have studied that concept in biology. Okay, when you can ask to the biologist teachers what is the amphoterism means those animals live in water and on the earth, on the land. Okay, that are called amphibian. Okay, like such a this concept is that the amphoteric. Okay, amphoteric means amphibians, means those are able to live in water and means frog also able to live in the water and water on the land. Okay, right here The most metals oxides are insoluble in water, but some of them dissolve in water to form alkalis. Sodium oxides and potassium oxides dissolve in water to produce alkalis like the follow. Okay, here the sodium and potassium oxides also react with water. Okay, and there is the formation of a sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. The aqueous solution of the sodium hydroxide and aqueous solution of the potassium hydroxide. Okay, potassium hydroxides. Okay, when a metal also react with water, the metallic hydroxides are formed. Okay, metallic hydroxides are when the magnesium ribbon burn in the air, the magnesium oxides are formed maximally when I'm studying in a 10th standard and 11th 12th standard. That time one question is maximally we are facing in examinations. That question is that you can listen carefully. When magnesium ribbon is burned in the air, the magnesium oxide is formed, but we are unable to give the answer of that question. Okay, it is very easy when we are thought about it today. Oh no, it is very easy. Okay, you can that's why you are doing the deeply study about reactions. Okay, oxygens of metals are basic in nature. Oxides of maximally oxides, those are metallic oxides, they are basic in nature. Okay, why they are basic in nature? When oxides of a metal dissolve and react with water, it form metal hydroxides. Hence they are basic in nature. Okay, here our next topic is that on the basis of what happen when metal react with water. Okay, but before that, the most important question is on this anodizing. What is meant by anodizing? Okay, anodizing, it is the process of forming a thick oxidized layer of aluminium. Aluminium develop a thin oxide layer. When exposed to air, this aluminum oxide coat make it a resistance to further corrosion. Okay, means when anodizing, it is the process to form a thick layer on the aluminium, thick layer of aluminium on the metals. Okay, means to prevent the corrosion. It is the one of the application of the anodizing. Okay, the resistance can be improved further by making the oxides layer thicker. Okay, during anodizing, a clean aluminum article is made, the anode, and it is electrolyzed with dilute sulfuric acids. Okay, the oxygen gas evolve at the anode, react with aluminum to make a thicker protective oxide layer. Okay, this oxide layer can be dyed easily to give aluminum article an attractive finishing. Is okay, when we are applying anodizing process, means electrolyzed process on the metals. Okay, means on aluminum metals, aluminum's looking a very shiny. Okay, and looking a very means shining and attractive finishings getting by this process, means this anodizing process means one of the help of the oxidization. Okay, to prevent the corrosions. Okay, this is total about the what happened when with air. Okay, tomorrow we will continue with the another one, that is the what happen when metal react with water. Okay, point is that what happen when metal react with water. Okay, because in a last period we are study about the reaction of metal with air. In this period we are study about the reaction of metals with water. Okay, means what happen when metal react with water. Some interesting question in 3.10. Okay, can you write the answer of that questions? Okay, and send me. Did any metal produce fire on water? Okay, it is possible. Oh yes, it is possible. Because of when we are putting a sodium on the water, throwing sodium on water, okay, it catch a fire because it is fibrous in nature. Fibrous in nature, we know. Okay, and that's why we are follow all reactions. Can you read all reactions? You are able to give the answer of that all questions. Okay, now here when one experiment is here in the glass tube, some apparatus we need, 2 test tubes, 1 beaker, 2 stands, 1 beaker, 1 burner, okay, and 2 test tubes. Okay, firstly in the first test tube, the first test tube attached horizontal in manner. Okay, glass woolen soak in water. Okay, and put into the test tube. Next, metal sample, any metal sample in first test tube. Okay, deliver tube. Okay, and water in beaker and yes, in test tube, and attach like this. Okay, you can easily observe that things. Okay, metal react with water and produce metal oxides and oxygen gas. Metal oxides that are soluble in water dissolve in into a further form. Metallic hydroxide is produced. Okay, we have studied that in last reaction, but all metals do not react with water. Okay, we know the metals also are insoluble in, they are not able to react with water. Okay, here the metal plus water, okay, reaction, metallic hydroxide are formed plus hydrogen gas. Okay, and those are produced metallic hydroxide. Here metallic hydroxide is reactive with water, again react with water, there is the formation of metallic hydroxides. Metallic oxide is reactive with water, there is formation of metallic hydroxides. Okay, here in the last period we have discussed about the sodium and potassium. Okay, when sodium and potassium react with water, there is the formation of a sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. The means that is the alkaline reaction. The aqueous solution of the potassium hydroxide and aqueous solution of the sodium hydroxide is formed, and hydrogen gas is released plus heat energy. Okay, in both reactions. Okay, they are violently react, means potassium and sodium also when react with water, they are violently reactive with a cold water. Okay, in case of sodium and potassium, the reaction is so violent and exothermic reaction. Okay, yes, a maximum student also asked to me about it. Those students also suggest me, sir, the exothermic reaction is reduced from syllabus. But here, why I am mentioning this? Because of here the exothermic reaction is a point out. Okay, here, okay, you are clearly seen heat energy is released in this reactions. In both reaction, when sodium and potassium also react with water, there is some energy released in this reaction, and that energy is released from the reaction, that is called exothermic reaction. Means this is for our syllabus. Maximum time we are think about as this is a reduced form syllabus, this is the reduced form syllabus. You don't think like that. You can clearly learn, clearly observe all things. Those are a point out in our syllabus. Okay, those I will give you. You can clearly read and recite that things. Okay, here next point is that the sodium and potassium reaction. Why this reactive to cold water? There is formation of the sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide and hydrogen plus heat. Okay, due to here the what I mentioned here, due to heat produced, hydrogen gas catch the fire. Due to heat produced, the hydrogen gas catch the fire. The reaction of a calcium with water is less violent. Okay, next reaction. In above reaction, this reaction, in potassium and means this is the exothermic reaction. Maximum time when sodium and potassium also react with water, cold water. This is the Weierstrass reaction. There is a formation of the hydroxides, means aqueous solution of the sodium and potassium. There is the hydrogen is released in this reaction, and that hydrogen catches the fire. Okay, means in the above para, those questions are asked. The one answer from them. Okay, here the reaction of calcium with water is a less violent. The heat evolve in is not sufficient for the hydrogen to catch the fire. In this reaction, there is a hydrogen not catch the fire. Calcium react with water. Okay, the calcium also react with water very slowly and a less vigorous reaction. The hydrogen gas form stick to calcium in the form of bubbles. Okay, this is the bubble reaction in the form of bubbles. Hence calcium floats on the water. Okay, calcium floats on the water. Calcium is start floating because of bubbles. Okay, yeah. Okay, calcium is start floating because of bubble of hydrogen gas form, stick to the surface of the metal. Okay, here the magnesium does not react with cold water. It react with hot water to form a magnesium hydroxide and hydrogen. It also start floating due to the bubble of hydrogen gas stick to the surface. Metal like aluminium, iron, zinc does not reach the either with cold or hot water. Reach with a steam to form the metal oxide and hydrogen. Okay, this reaction to aluminium means solid aluminium is reacted with water. 3 molecule of the water also react with aluminium. There is the formation of aluminium oxide and hydrogen gas is released. In next reaction, there is the ferrous also react with water. There is the formation of ferrous oxides. Okay, like here. Okay, metals such as lead, copper, silver and gold does not react with water. Okay, does not react with water. Okay, today we are stop here. Beta, everyone, you can read carefully, write the running notes of the reactions. Those reaction you can write that reaction. Means when metallic reaction with the steam. Okay, metallic reaction with steam means zinc also react with steam of water. Okay, zinc oxide is formed, means metal plus steam. The reaction metallic oxides plus water. Okay, zinc, aluminium, ferrous, that are also react with the steam of the water. Okay, here we know the gold, silver and copper, they are not react with does not react with water. Okay, at all. Today we are stop here. Next point we will continue in tomorrow's period, and that point, next point is our what happen when metal react with acid. Okay, now we are stop here.